2022 is called to order. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Yep. Roll call. What's that? Mr. Frederick?
Here.
Mr. Gluffelty?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Ms. Roscoe?
Here.
Ms. Talon?
Here.
Mr. Crover?
Here.
And I believe Mr. McAnally?
He's excused.
Excused, okay. And then
You're here.
I'm here. And then Ms. Chairman?
Here. Got it. Here's that right. Item 3 is approval of the agenda.
So moved, Madam Chairman.
Support.
Was that you, Edna? I have a motion from Mr. Frederick, supported by Ms. Jamison, to approve the agenda as submitted. Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Mr. Bobade?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Krova?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelty?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. The agenda is approved. Next, we have approval of the minutes from the meeting held on May 16th, 2022.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Support board.
Madam Chair, before we continue, I have a correction.
sorry?
I have a correction.
Okay. Well, we have a motion from you, supported by you.
Yep.
Go ahead. What's your correction?
That would be page 5 of 13, down towards the bottom. It says Charles Stanhouse. Down in there it says maintain entrances, 3 entrances, is actually 4.
So did he say 3, however?
No, what he said was we have 4, but we wanted to turn over the 4th one to the condos and us in Fairways to just maintain the 3.
What did she say?
And
Okay,
so,
so the minutes picked up that his HOA currently maintained 3 entrances.
yeah, we maintain, Fairways and Gateway maintains all 4, because there are 4 entrances.
So what I'm getting at is,
We can't
did he
correct
say 4? Did he say that, I mean, the minutes got picked up, she transcribed it, that it was
Okay.
3? So what we need to do is add something in that, so your correction is more to the information that he provided.
Okay.
Is that what I'm hearing?
It could, because I didn't hear the recording, but
Got
but
it.
there are 4 entrances.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So there are 4.
Yep.
So should we postpone this or go ahead?
No, you can
Okay.
approve that, and then what she
Alrighty.
does is she'll make
So
the
we'll go back
adjustment
again?
accordingly in the follow-up. And
Right.
sometimes, I think they put them in sort of like in italics or something to indicate that
Right.
these got corrected at the following meeting. Yep.
Right. Thank you, Edna. Okay, so again, we'll start. Motion to approve the minutes as amended, and that was
Gladfelty.
Mr. Gladfelty
And support.
and Mr. Bobade. You support that?
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Gladfelty, supported by Mr. Bobo-Ade, to approve the minutes from May 16th as amended. Mr. Gladfelty.
Yes.
Mr. Bobo-Ade.
Yes.
Ms. Jamison.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Krova.
Yes.
Mr. Frederick.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the amended minutes are approved. That's hard to say, amended minutes. Okay, item 5, and we have comments from the public on non-agenda items. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on anything that's not on our agenda tonight?
We may have somebody sign it.
She just put it in, sign it in, so.
I'll wait just a second. Did you wish to speak on something that's not on our agenda tonight? No. Okay, already, thank you. Move along. 6 public hearings, we do not have any. Old business, we have SPR 2018027, Detroit MAC 2, and she's asking for a, might help if I read. Asking for an extension from her approval for SPR 2018027, citing good reason. Well, the petitioner's here, right?
Yeah.
You want to come up and tell us why you want the extension?
Hello, I'm Judy LaPorte. I represent Jonah Companies and the owners of Detroit Mac 2. And they are requesting an extension to build due to the construction costs rising and the lack of material that we can't get.
Yeah,
So,
makes sense.
So they're asking for a 12-month extension on it.
Sure. Motion, anybody?
I motion, Madam
I
Chair.
support.
Okay. Motion from Ms. Jemison, supported by Mr. Bouvade,
Yes.
to grant a one-year extension, and that will expire on, is that,
July
That will
2023.
expire on
July 2023.
20, yep,
July 20, right? 2023, okay.
July 20th.
Okay. Ms. Jemison?
Yes.
Mr. Bouvade?
Yes.
Mrs. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Krova?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelty?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, your extension is granted.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great evening.
Thank you.
Judy.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay. Next, we have new business. We have SPR 2022-012, JK Industrial. Requesting site plan approval for a 70,000 square foot building on JK Drive. Is the petitioner here?
Good
Hi.
evening, my name is Becky Klein, I'm from PEA Group, I'm here representing the owner for this project.
Sure.
So basically, this is a site plan update. This project was placed before this body, I believe most recently in 2017. So this really is the same site that you've already looked at. It does represent an update to current Romulus zoning standards, planning standards, and we have updated it for the new Wayne County drainage standards as well. So it's, as you said, it's a 70,000 square foot building. It's going on a site that is 7 acres. Do I use this to advance it?
Yep, give that a try. Gonna move for you?
Isn't that moving?
It's not doing anything.
Is she too far away?
No, point it.
Will Mike come up?
Yeah, if he can hear us.
I have a
maybe
hammer
come up
available.
and
Might have to point it at
Get it
the
moving.
projector. I don't know.
Yeah, but that thing.
There's a red dot that shows right on the screen.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't see it even coming out on her
He's
hand.
got it.
a laser. That,
Yeah, it usually comes on
that
the,
direct remote. Yeah. It looks like that might be the wrong remote.
either it's not the right remote or the battery.
Here he comes. Here he comes to save the day.
Thank you. All right, I must have not. Yeah, I clearly could not figure that out. That's a first-class education there at work. So it's a vacant piece of property right now. There's a little bit of landscaping along the JK Drive right now, but really it's just a grassed site currently. So we plan to install this 70,000 square foot building. Truck access will be off of the main drag, and customer vehicles will enter and exit mostly off of JK. We have the detention and the forebay up at the north end of the site. This is a superposition of what that layout will look like over the current aerial. And get through
Is
the
it-
landscaping. All right, so this layout actually kind of illustrates the changes that have been implemented. We were requested to place a fence around the pond to provide security around the entire drainage basin, which is now in place. We've added additional screening on the berm adjacent to the truck dock areas to provide a little more screening for the residential properties that are across the road. So those are the most significant changes. Otherwise, this is very much the same design that you guys have looked at before. And I believe we addressed almost all of the comments that were provided to us in advance, really with the exception of the traffic loading. At the moment, JK does not have a tenant for this building, so we can't be very precise in predicting what kind of a traffic impact. But based on the current level of service that I looked up on the SEMCOG website, I can't imagine this is going to add any traffic that's going to cause any significant problems for you guys.
If there was, once you get somebody, if there appeared to be some sort of an impact, I think we could handle that through the.
Right.
We've been putting that condition on all of these buildings
Right,
that come
we're
in
not
that
sure.
are spec buildings, that is part of it
Right.
prior to
Right.
occupancy.
Right.
You know, a lot of times,
So-
Ecorse Commons is a great example. Those buildings
Yeah.
went up, and as soon as they started going up, they started getting leased out. So we looked
Right,
at every
right.
single occupant that came in and, you know, had them run the numbers and.
Right, so that would be handled administratively as
Right,
opposed to having to
right.
come before us just
Right.
for a traffic study.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Any questions or comments?
Madam Chair.
Mr. Gladfelter?
Through the chair, I see we have a note on here about the height of the light poles. Has that been addressed?
Yeah, we did revise the photometric on this property to make sure that it meets standard, and I believe that the detail for the light pole didn't get fixed. So we did lower the heights of the poles, but the detail still has the incorrect height on it. So
Okay.
we will make sure that is corrected in the next resubmittal.
Right, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Gladfelter?
I'm all set, thank you.
Ms. Jamison?
Yeah, through the chair, just a quick question. There was a note in here regarding the updated requirements for the storm drain system. That was all handled as well?
Yes, in as much as we can without actually going through Wayne County Engineering. So they have to approve the layout. We have not done at this point any infiltration testing, which is part of the new requirement at Wayne County. So depending on what that test reveals when it's time to construct, the pond system could change a little bit. But we will meet the requirements of the ordinance.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Carol, anything from you?
No, the conditions are pretty straightforward with
Yeah.
a quick revised plan. We'll get it cleaned up,
Right.
and we're going to be happy to get one out of our,
Yeah.
Off your plate.
out of our cubbies and into our file drawers. and,
Right, exactly.
Ready for you to submit engineering, so,
It looks nice to see a plan that's not all
yes, yes.
full of. All right, no other questions or comments?
Just one second. Chair.
You have a question?
Mr. Fredericks does these.
Through the chair, number 6 on the summary report, waste receptacle, a trash compactor is proposed and a truck well on the east side of the building. I didn't see any truck wells on the east side of the building. No.
I think what they're referring to is that.
Oh, it's on the north side,
Yeah, the compactor, I believe, is going to go right in this area here.
yeah.
So it'll be in the well, and you'll have all the screens and door over here,
Okey-doke.
and it'll be behind any trucks that are parked there. as
Yep.
well. So
Gotcha. I just wanted to point out that it said east side of the building.
East, yep, it's the north.
it's northeast would be the more correct.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Frederick.
That's all I have. Thank you very much.
Any other questions or comments? Then a motion is in order.
Madam Chair? I don't care, you go right ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jimmy,
Mr.
I'm
Probert.
fine.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the site plan for SPR 2022-012 JK Industrial Building, subject to the 7 recommendations that are in the Planning Commission summary report.
Support.
Support? I have a motion for Mr. Crova, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to approve SPR 2022-012 JK Industrial, subject to the 7 items that are listed on page 5 of the planner's summary report. Any discussion? Mr. Crova?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Mr. Bombade?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelty?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. It is approved. Thank you. Alrighty, moving right along. Item 8, or item 9, we have election of officers. Does anyone want to nominate, or?
That was temporary.
I'd like to nominate you, Madam Chair, to carry on as you have.
I second that.
I'd like to nominate that everyone stay where they are.
I'm sorry?
I said I'd like to nominate that everyone stays where they are. Positions as
She says she
current.
likes to nominate that everyone.
Everyone, yeah,
stays
that's what I heard,
where
yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
With the ball to follow at Blue Sky as usual.
Yeah, right, at a later date.
Later
Right,
date.
right.
Much later.
And do you accept the nomination? I accept the nomination.
Yeah.
We're gonna assume that Mr., I shouldn't say assume, because that's bad. We're gonna presume that he is going to, if that does change, he can tell us next month and we can pick somebody else. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Okay, roll call, Ms. Jamison, okay. Ms. Jamison,
Yes.
who was seconding that? That would be,
I'll second hers.
you second hers? Okay. Mr. Crova,
Yes.
Mr. Robade,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelty?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Thank you for your vote of confidence.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. Keep it up.
We need a speech.
And the
Blue
inaugural
Sky.
ball will be at Blue Sky. And it will be casual attire. Item 10, PC cases involving advice or input from the Planning Commission.
I tried. I knew this was going to be a short meeting, so I thought, I'm going to find
Oh,
something for
man.
them that we need some direction on, and
Go ahead.
no, we just really haven't had
There goes our record.
anything.
You don't
So-
need anything? Oh,
no.
I thought you were gonna hit on it, okay.
I know, I was trying to come up with something,
Madam
but
Chair, I need to make just a quick comment.
Sure.
We've got the new Penske Kroger building over there on Warman Road. I don't know how often you guys drive that way. I travel it almost every day. When they built that building, one of the things I wanted was an acceleration lane out of there heading north. As I drove by there last week, they were putting the second utility pole in there at Penske's driveway. The trucks come out of there, they rub the pole or tear it down. I wish I'd have fought that a little bit harder. I can't believe it's happening that often. But they swing out of there, tear it right down. It's an issue.
Can we have somebody look into that?
I can talk to Roberto.
I mean, yeah, if it's an
Yeah.
issue, I mean, we can have them do something.
There is some activity going on. It's actually more on the Wayne Road side. They're putting a bus stop there for employees, to get into that whole general area.
Right.
That's on the Wayne Road side, coming into the front of the building. So when they come in that long drive, there's going to be a loop for a smart bus stop there. So, yeah, boy, if there were buses coming out that way, because I think they're circling and then going back around. But I'm gonna look into that further with that bus stop location,
Yeah, because that also could cause,
and I'll talk to Roberto.
right.
Through the chair, now that we're on Warman Road, I noticed Logos Logistics does a pretty good job with their berm, but it's the same berm heading
Well,
south is
it
nothing.
isn't.
getting done.
You remember the Aslan, we call it now Janasco,
Okay.
project, and they are working through engineering. They have split the property. I'm not sure if the sale has actually gone through, but the property is transferring ownership to Janasco. And they're working on engineering and getting ready to, they want to build real quick. So I'm guessing that once that settles, but I will look into it and see if anybody's talking to them. I'm assuming the engineers are, so maybe we can pass on word that, hey, maybe now that you guys own the property,
Yeah.
to clean up.
Yeah.
They lost control of the berm. It's
Yeah.
gone.
Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
Good. I'll
It looks like a
mention
film
that.
with a bunch of, Exactly.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I have a question and possibly a correction for my motion on the first to extend. I did not say subject to the 10 conditions on there. Do we need to add that?
I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
So that site plan was approved with those on, and so basically you approved that motion, so.
Okay.
And it was all in the packet, so.
Thank you.
And Judy's so good to work with anyway,
Yeah.
she's great,
Is that,
so.
take care of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good,
Thank you.
Good,
But thank you, good point.
okay.
Madam Chair, I do
Mr.
have a
Long.
question for clarification. For Mr. Lafferty,
Yes.
the turning radius, is that what you're referring to when you?
Yes,
Is
yeah,
the
when they-
turning
when they-
radius not wide enough?
It's not
or
wide
is it
enough.
full?
When they come in front of us, there's some utilities along Warman Road there.
Yes.
But utilities can be removed.
Right.
They can be moved, and what is happening here, the turning radius, I wanted an acceleration lane out of there. And the guy hemmed and hawed about it, didn't really want to do it. We could have forced our hand a little bit, and I wish we would have now. And I know for sure, personally, I've seen that pole change twice now. How many times have I missed it? But I wish now I would have pushed it a little harder, because trucks need a little more room to accelerate, and they need a little wider turn. And that road's getting busier and busier, and we're just putting more traffic on it.
Yeah, and then, like you said, if you have incidents happening right now, you still having construction going on over there.
Right.
Right.
That's a potential.
Yeah, I wish I'd have pushed a little harder on that. They really didn't want to do it, and we could have made them do it.
Well,
But that's a problem though, seriously, because, that pole could be knocked over on a pedestrian or a vehicle, and,
Right.
We want to try to,
well, I'm sure there must be something that we can
is there a
that we
recommendation
can
that you might
suggest
have?
or do to try to
Yeah,
alleviate that
relocate the
problem.
utilities and move the pole. They can be moved, it's only money.
Well,
But it can-
they got to
it can
pay
be
to
done.
have poles put back in.
Yeah.
Every time a pole breaks, they put another one in, so.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, probably the trucking company's insurance, but yeah, we had an opportunity when that was built, and I wish I would have pushed harder on that.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Well, the other problem we have over there, and I've taken pictures and sent them to Bob, is trucks parking that road over there.
Yeah,
It's not as bad as it used to be, because they're patrolling it a little bit, but they park right in the road, and it's a problem.
Right.
They got no other place to go.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'd heard that, but I haven't heard it lately. We actually have a meeting coming up, we're working on that with Amazon, with the police department and several departments here. So if that problem's happening down there as well, let me follow up with police and see what's going on. We're trying to get into a traffic control management program here. We've learned, so the North Point development's got those provisions like right in that development agreement, but with some of these older ones, hanging out in the right of way
Right.
isn't good. That's not safe.
not good.
So I'll pass it on and see what police have going with that.
right. Anything else from anybody? No other? Okay. Item 11 is reports on interest designation. Should we start with you, Mrs.?
You know what, we updated your roster with the
Oh,
new.
yes, I saw
with
that.
the new designations that you guys talked about last month, so that's why we included that in there for you. If anybody's got any different numbers, if you're, make sure that all your information's correct, and if it's not,
Right.
let us know. Oh, look at this, I see Kayla didn't even put her name in here. I caught something right away.
Madam Chair, I have something about the airport.
Go ahead.
Within the last couple months, the airport has honored the Wayne County CEO and renamed the North Terminal after him. So it's the Warren Evans Terminal. And the reason I bring it up is because if anybody's flying out, they may see on their ticket stub that they're flying out of the Evans Terminal, and that's the old North Terminal. Plus, it's a huge honor.
That is, yes,
Usually, people don't get things named after them while they're living, and they named
Right.
named this one.
right.
So we
And
have
I'm
the
sure it's
Mac and the
well-deserved.
Evans. So we have the Mac Terminal and the Evans, McNamara Terminal and the
Right.
Evans.
Well,
That's
that's-
the only thing on the airport.
That's good, thank you. Ms.
I
Ms.
just got a couple things for this weekend.
Already?
Music in the Park's back, and this Friday night, 7 to 9:30, up at the Historical Park is Taylor Tucky, and I'm figuring that's country music of some sort. But anyways, the last one was kind of well attended from, I wasn't up there myself, but it rained a little bit, but there was a few people that were there, hung in there, and enjoyed the music and what have you. But anyways, it's always, they always got good groups, good bands, usually a good crowd of people out there to visit with. But anyways, that's this Friday, June 24th, 7 to 9:30. And then on Saturday, downtown Romulus, is the Craft and Vendor Show that Flowers in the Mitten puts on down there. And she's talking like she's got about 60 vendors and crafters and food people down there. That's going to be
That's pretty big.
quite a crowd.
Yes.
And that goes from 11 to 4, so if you're needing to go through town, just know that the road's going to be blocked off on the other side of Olive going towards the curve to the west there, so you can still get down around there, but it's going to be congested. There's going to be a lot of people, and of course, you can always park in the field. We're off of Olive there. I call it the old junior high site,
Right.
but a lot of people might not know that anymore. But she's expecting a good crowd come out and venture on downtown, and of course, I'm sure the Artesian Reserve there will be open too, so you can make your way down there. And they've been having things, you need to stop in there and check them out. Friday night, they've been having bike night. Steve's Design's been putting that, kind of sponsoring that, and last Friday night when I drove down through there, there's quite a few bikes out there. So,
Well, it's not
there's
just
things
limited
going
to-
on.
Yeah, and it's not just limited to people with bikes. I mean,
Oh, no. It's not. But it's just kind of a gathering point,
Right.
a event,
Right.
theme, sort of say.
Yeah.
So,
I heard also that they were inviting classic cars too.
oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So, at least I
Anybody
think I
wants to
heard
come.
that.
But
I think
anyways,
it-
right now, that's all I have.
Sure. Anybody
Madam-
else have anything on there? Ms. Jimson?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Celeste, I know this is your field, but Sunday, I believe from 12 to 2 at the Historic Park, Rise Church is apparently hosting a free event for all residents where they'll have food and games and whatever in the Historic Park, and I believe it's from 12 to 2, and that's on Sunday.
Yeah, I read that, yeah. That's, I think that'll be fun too.
Hey, it's free.
yeah,
It's
So
free.
a whole weekend full of stuff,
Right,
things to do.
Right.
So come on out.
great place to be. Anybody else on their interest designation? Item 12 is communications, and we do have our status report we were just discussing. We also have a notice from the Canton Township Planning Commission, the notice of intent to prepare their master plan. So you can read that. If we have any comments or whatever, we can forward them on to them or be advised.
With regard to the status report, a couple of the items that are in the forefront, they're in the system right now that you might see next month. Fairways at Gateway will very, very likely be back. They haven't submitted yet. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they're going to be in. And then Romulus Corporate Park, buildings A and B, which is the last parcel up there. Vistar is what's built and in the middle, just south of Amazon.
Oh, yes.
This
okay.
came in as, conditional rezoning. It was Kajoyan. He has sold now all three off, and Vistar is up and going and has a C of O. To the east, which we called building number 3, we now know it as Scannell. Scannell Development bought it, and they've got just a little tweak on their site plan, and then they're getting ready for engineering. And then there's 2 buildings that are gonna be on the corner where the woodlot is. And that is now the Opus Group, new owner, and their plans are under review right now, and they hope to be on the July agenda. Both Fairways and the Opus Group were requesting a special meeting, and I said, I've been burned before with scheduling special meetings, and then stuff's not ready, so when your stuff's ready and we clear it, we'll talk. And I'm guessing the regular July meeting's gonna be just fine.
Right.
So, yeah,
Plus,
we're
we're in
having,
summertime, too.
the month of July is difficult with special meetings anyway because of the holiday.
And we do have vacations that coming up, so, a lot of commissioners, believe it or not, do have a real life away from the city.
Yeah, so we like to, in the summer, we like to keep you on your regular day. So,
All right, that's good. Thank you. All right, and before I call adjournment, if he's still listening, he usually gets bored and turned it off. But I'd like to wish my husband a happy anniversary. Tomorrow is our anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Anniversary.
Thank you.
How many years?
Well, as I say, and he always gets mad, I'm celebrating 53 years of a life sentence with no chance for parole.
Congratulations.
Should get mad.
So when I get home, if you watched, I'm going to hear. But hey, you got to have fun.
Yep.
Okay, moving right along. Oh, we're 5 minutes over. Adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Who was the supporter? Motion from Ms. Jamison, supported by Mr. Long, to adjourn. Any discussion? Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kroga?
Yes.
Mr. Long? Did I just say you? I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
Mr. Gladfeldy?
Yes.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Bobade?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. This meeting stands adjourned.